Thank you for the Diamond Group Radio. Victor Von Schroon. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the diamond, Victor. Hello. Welcome to Tuesday night. Agent S. I got some good stuff for you, but this Brave browser's pissing me off tonight. Nothing's working on this fucking thing. By the way, thank you for all the follows. If you could share out, that's great because I certainly can't tonight for some reason. Christy, thank you for the ice cream. We're 6 away from giving away a couple t-shirts, a large JJ Stoner Midget Wednesday t-shirt, child size, and a t-shirt from the Winning TV store on Teespring. So, we're almost there. We're almost there, Victor. We're almost there. By the way, Victor Von Schroom joins me on Thursday nights at 6:30. I guess I'm going to have to get rid of this piece of shit Brave browser because this thing is just garbage tonight. Just keeps locking everything up. It's not my internet because, of course, Google works fine. Google's working fine. I'm going to try Firefox and see if that's working. It is. Of course it is. It's working fine. Just that Brave browser is working like shit. Oh, let's see if I can get in. All my stuff is on Twitter, so bear with me while I try to get in. You crotch dang. Come on. Let me in. Freaking Twitter. Gonna have to give me a minute here. I don't know what happened to this Brave thing, but I am going to delete that shit because it's been getting worse and worse every single time I use it. TV. Anyway, I saw Christy post in the chat there that Periscope is going away, so you better get over to DLive and sign up whilst you still can. Because Periscope's going away. Can't open a new Periscope account, Christy's saying in the chat, so Periscope is going bye-bye. I don't know. Maybe Twitter locked me out. I don't know. So anyway. This freaking crap just pisses me off. Come on, Twitter. Let me in, you piece of crap. So anyway, wanted to talk about, and I might as well start, right? Talking about live streaming in Twitter. Oh, well, nobody will have an account, so that won't go over very well because most people will be losing their Twitter account along with their live streaming. That won't take long. Come on, Twitter. God, they stink. They're just terrible. Well, let me see if I can do this. This Brave browser is garbage. I wish I never downloaded it. It's gotta go. Oof. Okay. I'm getting something to work here, so let's try it. Everything else is not working on it, but okay. All right, I got something now. I'm going to have to go to Firefox. I've got it loaded on here. I just need to... I don't have all my passwords and everything with me right now. So we're just going to have to deal with this Brave browser garbage. I got to get that off of our About section on DLive because it just keeps getting worse every week. It's not Google. It's not Firefox is working fine. It's just Brave. What a piece of garbage. Oh, yes. They'll be able to control any one thing you say wrong will be brought up on, I don't know what they're going to do, bringing you up on charges, but here we go. So, New Jersey gym owner, and I wanted to talk about this a little bit because we touched on this on Saturday, and I touched on it on Thursday with Victor, and the Tuesday before. It looks like some people are starting to realize that although you had one MAGA rally in D.C., and then a second MAGA rally in D.C., a third one's going to make no difference. So some people are starting to realize that, hey, our community is being destroyed by politicians like Andrew Cuomo, Gavin Newsom, Phil Murphy, Gretchen Whitmer. So New Jersey gym owner has been fined $1 million for refusing to close. Atlas Gym, of course, they've been in the news, so people have been donating, and that's all fine and good. But like I said, there's how many other gyms in New Jersey that are not receiving donations, that they have people that work there. Nobody's making money. They're going out of business. It's an estimated 48% of New York's small businesses will close their doors forever by the end of the year. 48%, half of New York State's small businesses will be gone. And here's the government fining a gym owner $1 million. I mean, this is getting insane. I said it on last week. Quite honestly, I was in the Tea Party. They did rallies on Washington. They did, and I think people forget, they did huge rallies in Washington during the Obamacare fiasco. And what happened? Nothing. And I know Doc Martin disagrees. We got to have a show of force. You could have 5 million people march on Washington, D.C. and they don't really give a fuck. They don't. They don't. They passed Obamacare even when people were on the steps of Congress telling them not to vote for it. They did it anyway because they don't care. So my solution was to start going to these gyms, telling them to all open. We'll all patronize them. We'll start blocking, like Victor said, take the damn tires off, theoretically, of Amazon's trucks. And then you'll see some politicians listen to you. Block the entrance to Amazon and Walmart's distribution center. Oh, you'll start seeing results quickly, because when Walmart loses X number of millions of dollars in one day, those politicians will listen to what Walmart has to say, not so much about what you have to say. So if you start affecting the bottom line of Walmart and Amazon, you'll get action. I'll try to open this article. Oh, come on, open. Oh, it did. New Jersey gym owner fined $1 million for refusing to close, has a message for Governor Phil Murphy. Atlas Gym has been continuously harassed, among other places and restaurants across the country, by the government of New Jersey for refusing to shut its doors or impose mask mandates on his clients. So his message for them was the video message. I think a lot of people saw this. Yep. When Victor made a great point, I think Saturday night he and I had a conversation. He made a great point. When your local politicians become afraid of you, that's when you'll see results. When they're afraid of you. Right now, they think you're a joke. That you're going to listen to everything they say, lose everything you have, and in the meantime, allow Walmart, Target, BJ's, Costco to rack up record profits. Are any of those corporations making any donations to small business? Gym owners, restaurants? Hell no. Will those corporations donate to their favorite politicians who allowed this shit to happen all year? Of course they will. When you affect the bottom line of Walmart, Target, Costco, BJ's, Amazon, that's when you'll see results. Our own county executive here, who's a piece of shit, I don't give a shit what he does to me. Anthony Picenti, you're a piece of shit. I heard him on the radio the other day going on about hospitalizations are way up. We've got to flatten the curve. We're becoming a red zone. Go fuck yourself. You're going to tell me that bullshit as I drive past Walmart and you can't even get into the motherfucking parking lot? You're telling me that everybody who has a small business has to close because they're responsible for spreading the virus? Yet, Walmart, Best Buy, Staples, Boscov's, all the corporate stores are jam-packed. Of course he's not going to say a word about that. course he's not going to say anything about that. He had nothing to say about it. And then when a caller called in and pressed him on it, the caller was called a conspiracy theorist. It's no conspiracy when I drive my vehicle past Best Buy and cars can't get into the parking lot. Yet you can't have more than 10 family members at Thanksgiving, or the police are going to show up at your door. I keep seeing these masked people and these the virus people on Twitter. They have no explanation for why corporations are allowed to continue to operate at full capacity. There you go, Christy. I'll say it. It's fucking bullshit. Please share out the show if you can. We only need 7 more to get to 500 so we can give away some t-shirts finally on the Wheel of Death. Okay, here's Jorge Ventura Media, owner Anton Van Happen of Nick the Greek, to public health inspectors. Of course, the health inspectors are running roughshod over. They're working. They're making a paycheck. They don't give a shit. Over harassing people over governor mandates. Executive order. These aren't laws. None of this is written into law. These are government executive orders. These are governor executive orders. There are no laws on the book, number one. Number two, the police have no right to arrest anybody for breaking a law that doesn't exist. If you're open, there is no law that says you can't open. The governors keep saying these people are breaking, or as in Cuomo's, the way he says it, you're breaking the law. What law? No reporter has the balls to ask this piece of shit what law was written that these restaurants had to shut down on his say-so whenever he felt so. There are no laws. There are no laws on the books. You know, you're waiting for the Supreme Courts to do something. They did something in New York, and he totally ignored them. Just like the Supreme Court of Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer, completely ignored and is continuing to ignore the state Supreme Court of Michigan. Nothing is happening to her over it. So he's staying open after being issued a closure order by the health inspector. Inspectors warn Anton of his health permit being revoked if he remains open. So they're going to just take away his livelihood. Sarah, listen to her. You're breaking the law. There is no law. She can't cite the law. Very low audio, huh? It looks good here, but let me see. Oh, it's way up. How about now? Let's try it now. Let me back up so you can hear that.
I'm not breaking the law.
You were.
The tables are. Is that? Show me in the law. Show me where in the law it says you cannot dine outside. It's an order, not a law.
Okay.
So it's not a law.
You're breaking the law.
What am I breaking? I'm not breaking any laws.
Order.
What law am I breaking? My tables are inside.
But to operate a facility, a food facility, it's a permit.
And that's not.
With your health department permit, there are conditions that you do whatever we say, or we shut your business down and take away your livelihood. Of course, this public servant with her pension, well, she won't have a problem, will she? She'll get her pension after she puts her 20 years in. That's how it works with government positions. You put your 20 in, you can retire. Isn't that nice? She's a health inspector for restaurants. Never worked a day probably in her life in a restaurant. Never owned one. Doesn't know what it's like to run a restaurant, which, quite frankly, they make small margins and work long hours. And she doesn't care. Friday she will get her government paycheck. That's right. She's filling her quota. Victor, you got it right. She's filling her quota.
One of them having tables outside is not one of the conditions.
We didn't write the law. The public health.
It's not law. It's an order.
We didn't write the laws. Again, these idiots are government employees who are saying it's a law. It's not a law. It's a governor's order, a mayor's order. In fact, what they're doing has gone beyond illegal. Unconstitutional. This is who we need. We all need to rally for the small business guys that are facing this nightmare. This is horrifying. Imagine just a guy walks up and just says, yeah, the governor says you can't work anymore. We're taking away your paycheck. Deal with it. By the way, we're not going to help you.
They wrote the order. Okay.
So it's not law. You just admitted it's not law.
We
So
didn't.
it's
I
not
said
by
that I
the law.
did.
It's an
We
order.
didn't write it.
And I accepted the order and put my tables inside, and yet you still are pressuring me
Right.
by giving me fines. For what?
I'm not
There's
here
no
to fine you.
tables out there.
I'm not here to find you. There is
You
a
are
statement here.
fighting me. You're seeking a citation.
I can help you. I can help you.
You're not helping. I was calm earlier to see what you guys would say and to say, listen, I've complied with what you guys are saying, and instead you tell me you're going to fine me because my business is not supposed to be open right now.
I don't think that you're hearing what we're saying. It's not here for a fine.
We're not here to fine.
Here's a statement on the closure order.
Okay.
It says here you can request in writing a hearing before a hearing officer.
Why do I need to do all of that if I'm following the
You're
rules?
asking why. You're asking who you can talk to. You
I'm
can.
not asking who I can talk to. I'm telling you I'm following the rules, yet you're still fining me.
You can
That's what I'm
request-
saying.
You can request a hearing to show cause why the permit suspension is not warranted. You have 15 days to do that.
15 days for what? Because I'm complying? Because my tables are inside?
You can argue to me, but I'm not the one who makes the decisions. You can make your arguments during this
This
hearing
is
if you
gonna blow
request.
up like crazy. I 100% guarantee
You
it will.
have the option.
You guys are in for it. You guys are so in for it.
All right. So now I have this citation here.
Look, see? Citation. You just said you weren't issuing a citation.
No,
You
I
are
said that
issuing
we're
a
not issuing you a
citation.
fine. This is not a fine. This is a misdemeanor. Okay?
So they shut him down. And if he doesn't comply, he loses his business license. Seriously? Because he had tables outside or outside dining? I didn't see, he said all the tables are inside. They got chairs on top of them. They're going at, you know what it is? And this is the reason they're doing this. Number one, they're pounding it. They're pressing people so hard. They're pounding them into the ground. They're pushing them up against the wall. But the state of New York, and I'm assuming this is New York. Could be any state, though. Could be New Jersey. Could be Michigan. They're fining these people ridiculous sums of money every day because the state has no money because of these shutdowns. I've noticed on our roads, the troopers are everywhere now. Issuing speeding tickets all over the place. Because the state, at least the state of New York, is about $15 billion in debt. Forgot about that free college for illegals and driver's licenses for illegals, New York. No bail. Congratulations. Look at the mug on this ugly mother. Mayor de Blasio will ride subway to prove it's safe. That'll last about a day or two. Until people start telling him to go fuck himself. I'm sure he's got armed security with him. But this isn't going to last long. This guy has single-handedly, with his buddy Andrew Cuomo, destroyed New York City. He'll probably get mugged. There's a lot of people that don't like this guy right now, so riding the subway is probably not a good idea. Just saying. This is for optics, though. Hence the title. This is all optics to show everybody, look, I'm one of the people. Even though I'm taking away everything from you. I'm one of the people. I'm one of you. Look at me. Oh. Now, here is little context to this first. This is a plaza of independent businesses. This is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about. Some small groups are doing this. They're gathering at, I guess you would call it a strip mall with independent business owners. And this group have been there every weekend, I guess, to try to get people to come in and support these small businesses. This is what you need, but you need a hell of a lot more of it.
God bless Texas.
That's fine. But they've been coming here every weekend, I guess, to help this strip mall of independent business owners. Need a hell of a lot more of this. I'm telling you from experience in the Tea Party, you're wasting your time and money. Yeah, the first rally, okay. The first Trump rally, all right. The second one, guys, you know who's making all the money from all the donos? People like Ellie, Alexander. That's why they keep organizing this shit in D.C. They're not doing it for free. Yeah, it's all a good time for them. But there's a lot of people struggling right now. And this is not a game anymore. This is not a movie or whatever people call it on Twitter. It's not a show anymore. I got friends
look
And
like
neighbors-
I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
Thank you, drink. I got friends and neighbors that are losing everything. People in our community. There's more food banks opening every day in upstate New York. Think about that. That's just in my area. Imagine what it's like everywhere. In every state that's being shut down.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Thank you for the follow, Static Void. You had your 2 Trump rallies. Now, start get some organization here. Start organizing and doing what these people are doing. Support your local small businesses. Now, what this guy did inside Costco, I don't agree with. This is like cringeworthy garbage. This is so he can get on the internet and become famous. This helps nobody. Standing on, I don't know, tables at Costco screaming. No. Take your protest outside. Instead of being the one lone dope on a table screaming in Costco, why don't you organize a protest in the Costco parking lot or on the sidewalk in front of it with some signs that say, go visit some small businesses. See, optics is everything. When you do this stuff, all you do is irritate people and they laugh at you. His intentions were probably good, but he's just going about it the wrong way. Don't do this. Don't be this guy. Be this guy outside with about 100 other people saying it's not fair. Costco's open, but my friend's business is shut down. Or my friend's family is losing everything. They're going bankrupt. Their business is closed.
Do it. You know why we're under this lockdown right now? Because all the information is coming out about COVID, and they know it's a farce.
Hey guys.
You must not do this.
Just keep going, guys.
If you continue, this is a life that you will have.
Just keep going, guys. Keep going.
Yeah, then the cops come and they arrest you for trespassing.
Don't tell me I...
Looks great on Twitter. Everybody goes, hell yeah, fuck yeah, this guy's rocks. Till the cops come, he goes to jail. Going on about how COVID is fake. Nope, that doesn't go over big too. Especially with somebody who's had it or had a relative in New York, it's kind of tough. You got a lot of elderly people that died from it because of Andrew Cuomo. But you start yelling that it's not real, that doesn't help either. This is just a cringe moment. Take your protest outside and don't say stupid things. Gather some people. Do it the right way. Don't do it like this.
I have the right. You know what? Governor Newsom doesn't have the right to shut us down, to make you wear a mask. That's right. All right, people, you know that's right. We've got to stand up for ourselves because this governor is going to keep us locked down until we do something about it. And I want to know, are you going to let this happen? It's a beautiful day outside, and I want to don't let them do it.
There you go. But bad optics. Telling people COVID's fake, that's a bad move. Standing in the middle of Costco on a table, bad move. It just gets normal people going, yeah, that didn't work. Stand outside with your bullhorn with some reasonable arguments as to why is my friend's business closed and he's losing everything, but that large corporation's still open selling everything my buddy sells, but he can't open. That's a better argument. That's something that normal people in the middle can grasp onto and say, yeah, that's not fair. Telling people it's fake isn't going to work. Just saying. Just saying. A lot of people are probably not going to like this, but this is what I talked about Saturday night, and I think even Doc agreed. A lot of people in the audience don't agree. But here's the Proud Boys, and I'm going to tell you why this is ugly optics. It is. It's ugly optics. Here's the Proud Boys running around D.C. on Friday and Saturday night. I think Sunday night, too. Looking for people to beat up. And I'm going to tell you why it's ugly optics after we play this video. See it? 15 guys beating on one guy. Well, Antifa does it. Well, guess who's going to make and who is making the mainstream media? Guess who watches the mainstream media? The middle. Guys don't get it, do you? Some guys don't get it. This looks like shit. I couldn't find the video, but maybe I can try now that it looks like Brave might be working a little bit better for me now. Here's another one. So, let me read. Let me read it. Proud Boys tear down another Black Lives Matter board from a church. From an African Episcopal church. Again, bad optics. Yeah, you don't like the Black Lives Matter sign? Fine. I'm fine with that. I don't like it either. It's on a church. It's on their property. I know you don't like it, but it's their property. It's okay for the right to destroy property when it's your cause. All summer long, people cried about Antifa destroying private property. Yet when the Proud Boys do it, people are cheering. I don't agree with either side doing it. And you know who this turns off? Everybody in the middle, who outnumber the left and the right. This helps nobody. You can't claim to defend and believe people have the right to defend their property when you go around destroying others' property. But the left does it. The left, this is payback. That makes you no better than the left. I can't tell if this is the Proud Boys or if it's Antifa. No difference to me. You know who that turns off? The people everybody calls normies. They look at that and go, who is that? Is that Antifa again? It's these Proud Boys. Well, I don't like them either. That's what that does. Remember, your Twitter universe, our Twitter universe, our online universe is a herpy pimple on Hunter Biden's ass. That's it. The rest of the country sees stuff like that and they go, They both suck. Both sides suck. I don't care anymore. I'm losing everything. I'm losing my job. I can't pay my bills, can't pay my mortgage. I'm underwater on everything. Losing my business, my restaurant, my bar, my retail shop is going under. I can't pay my employees. So when the Proud Boys do stupid shit like this, all that does is turn off the middle, which outnumber the right and the left. Now, I saw Christy and Victor Von Schroom fighting in there. Guys, you know, I'll admit this. This all happened under Donald Trump. You might not like to hear it, but I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that he never makes a mistake. He's made some mistakes. That's fine. I mean, if you watch the Boogie Show, as you should, he has said Google, Google, Microsoft, all MAGA, because they were doing the contact tracing and the apps to track you. You happy with that? The vaccine. Nobody can answer that question coherently to me about the vaccine and Donald Trump. Are vaccines MAGA now, or are they not MAGA? I'm not going to fucking take it, but Donald Trump's out there pushing it every day. Proud of it. So, is he making a mistake, or is he not? See, you can't live your life thinking that somebody is infallible in government, no matter who it is. That's why we are in the mess we are in now. Because both sides, and I was one of those, I got caught up in the George Bush 9/11 bullshit, and later came to seriously regret it. Just because Trump says something doesn't mean it came down from God on a scroll. Okay? He's a human being. He makes mistakes. A lot of this lockdown stuff, I mean, he was out. I felt a little cringy when he went out and touted how great the stock market was doing. Whilst I was watching store after store close in my town, in my area, independent stores, small business owners. One of my competitors, who's a hell of a lot bigger than I am, just locked their doors forever. Am I going to get more business from it? Probably. But I feel genuinely bad that they closed their business. They were around for a long time. They just shut their doors. I had a guy come to me today, call me up and say, hey, look, I bought this machine not 6 months ago. I just went over there to get a part, and nobody's there. It's gone. And there's a sign on the door saying that they've had to shut their doors forever. We apologize. We've had to shut down. We can't function like this anymore. Something to the effect that it had to do with the shutdown in New York. Now, they employed several people. Right before Christmas, these people lost their jobs. That's just one store of dozens I know of in this area. People are hurting bad. It's not a game. It's not a movie. It's not an enjoy the show moment right now for a lot of people. And the number is a hell of a lot bigger than anybody on Twitter, tweeting about how this is going to be epic. Right now, it's a disaster. It's an absolute disaster because of 5 or 6 governors doing whatever they want to people now. Where was Bill Barr with the DOJ going after these governors and saying, hey, you can't do what you're doing to people. It's unconstitutional. You've exceeded your authority. You can blame Trump's administration for that because they didn't do anything. To Mersh's point, everybody's upset about Twitter censorship and YouTube and Google and now apparently Periscope's going away. Periscope's going away, and it's going to be, your live feed's going to be through Twitter now. Well, guess what? There goes half your broadcasters on Twitter that speak about anything political or news related. Twitter's just going to shut them down. He did nothing about it, but tweet about eliminate 302 or 203 or whatever, that 230. He had 2 years before Nancy Pelosi took over. But he didn't get it done on this. And I agree with Mersh on that. He did not get it done on the tech censorship. And now they can just do whatever the hell they want to us. There's nobody that's going to stop these guys. They're going to do whatever they want to you. I'm going to try to find that one last video because we do have some time and finally the internet's working properly. Let me see if I can find it. I hope I can. Also, and I'm not going to bring up these guys, I'm no fan of a lot of these IRL streamers. I'm no fan of a lot of these IRL streamers. They mostly get drunk, act the fool, go around beating people up, or starting fights, running away, macing people. They're just doing it to get money. That's all they're doing. But, with that said, the Proud Boys, yeah, some of them are, I agree with the Rational Times that Chicken Andy, when he's sober, seems like a guy you could hang out with because he seems like a nice guy when he's sober and not shit-faced. Or when he's without certain people, if that makes sense. But when he's sober, the guy seems like a guy you could actually have a conversation with. And Johnny Boston, I saw him in Rational Times. He seems like a guy that is realized, yeah, that was not a good, the RV6 deal was not good. But with that said, some of them are just out there. They just go out to cause trouble to make money. But, with that said, a couple of IRL streamers were walking around D.C. the following night after the MAGA rally, which was on Saturday, so it must have been Sunday night. They were walking around D.C. looking for something to eat, and they were attacked by Antifa. Excuse me. See, I'm mixing them up now. They were attacked by the Proud Boys. Because the Proud Boys were running around D.C. Sunday night, calling people Antifa and going to beat them up. How is that no different than what Antifa does. And people are going to say, well, they couldn't have been they had the shirts on. They had their shirts on. And if you were wearing, say, you happened to be out, and one of the guys said, this is the only jacket I have, it was black, and they were accusing him of being Antifa. So they tried to beat him up. And this guy's like, I'm not Antifa, stop. You know, I'm not doing anything wrong. They tried to beat the hell out of this guy and a girl because they were suspected. Is that no different than Antifa running around yelling Nazi at everybody and just beating up random people? Remember, optics. And who is going to be on the front cover or the front headline on every news station? The Proud Boys beating up some innocent people, calling them Antifa. And when they interview these people, they're going to say, I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. They were just running around beating up random people. That's no better than Antifa. Sorry, Proud Boys. You blew it. You blew it. You blew it. And you can call me a leftist all you want. I'm just telling you the truth. See, too many people on here are going to go play these Proud Boy videos and go, yeah, America, USA, USA. That's not right. I don't like it when the other side does it, and I've said this many times on shows. I don't like it when one side does it. I'm certainly not going to like it when well, it's not even really my side, because I've always been an independent thinker. But I'm not going to like it when the other side does it. It's no different. At least I'm consistent. Now here is the video I was looking for.
Button. Touch the subscribe button. Touch that boy.
And then there's people getting fed up with people. Oh man, people getting fed up with people. They're getting beat up. They're getting beat up. They're getting beat up.
I paused it there. Come on, pause. Damn Twitter videos.
Hold up! Where's your scooter at? Where's your scooter? Hold up! Where's your scooter at?
Don't fucking come back! Come back! Don't you ever come back! Don't you come back!
Right! We're trying to get my phone!
No, we need to fucking stop! Don't come back! No, that's... Don't ever! Pussy ass fucking bitches! Don't come back here!
Stay with me, stay with me, stay with me.
I told him or her.
Watch. Girls block that boy on Twitter.
I told him or her. Grab that merch if you're a real ninja. A young Tibber ninja. That boy will be happy to see you. Touch the subscribe button. Touch that boy.
I merch to help feed that boy.
So, could you tell who is who? They were pummeling a girl and a guy, two people. How many guys took shots at them and wouldn't let them, just kept pounding on them? Yeah, it became a free-for-all. Just a mob mentality. No different. Zero difference between Antifa, what they were doing, running around looking for Proud Boys, and Proud Boys running around looking for Antifa. Just a big ass circle jerk between the two of them. And you know who that impresses in the middle? Nobody. People in the middle look at that shit and go, yeah, this is why I hate both sides. Why do you think there's more independents than there ever were before? Do you think this actually helps Donald Trump? Does this help Donald Trump? Does it help him? Does it really help him? How is this helping Donald Trump? Do they not listen to him? Because most people on Twitter say you need to, listen to what POTUS says and, follow POTUS's lead. Well, he told them to stand down. These people apparently can't understand English. He doesn't want them running around beating the hell out of people. What does it prove? But some Proud Boys got stabbed. I saw comments Saturday night. They were protecting people. Was that protecting people? Beating the shit out of two people? Was that protecting anybody? No, optics. Optics look horrible. It just looks terrible. I know people aren't watching tonight because they don't want to hear the truth anymore. They just want to say, yay, my team beat the fuck out of them guys. We look awesome. No, you don't. You look like goddamn fools. Stop. Again, the middle far outnumbers the left and the right. And you know whose hearts and minds you won over Saturday and Sunday night? Nobody's. In fact, you got the middle going, fuck both of them. Done with it. Done with both these. They both look like lunatics. Both sides. It's one thing to protect people. It's another thing to run around as a mob because you're seeking retribution. I made a comment to Mersh the other day. There's people on Twitter saying that they will run out. They got their gun. They're locked and loaded, and they're going to take these politicians and take back the country. They're going to remove these politicians. You're not. Stop. You're not. You're embarrassing yourself on Twitter. Nobody is going to remove a politician. You make it one step on the Capitol stairs with a semi-automatic rifle, your ass is going to jail. There will be more marshals tackling you, National Guard or whatever, and you will be going to jail. But what you are doing is inspiring a 17-year-old to go to prison for life. That's what you're doing. You're going to get some 17-year-old out there with a gun who's going to say, yeah, it's time for civil war. You know what's going to get you with the middle? Nowhere. They're going to call you a gun nut and ask the government to take those guns from you because you're dangerous. Nobody is going to take their weapon and go remove politicians from office. Just stop saying it. Stop talking about it. Stop tweeting that bullshit because you're going to get somebody in some serious ass trouble. Some young kid's going to end up in freaking prison for 20 years to life because of your stupidity. But it's in our Constitution to overthrow the government. Whilst you're the one saying it and inspiring some kid to do something stupid, you'll be at home on your couch eating Doritos going, Yeah, that kid showed them, as he's being tackled by U.S. Marshals and being hauled away to prison for life. That's what's going to happen. Do you think you can't even carry in Washington, D.C., let alone show up with 30, 40, even if you showed up with 500 guys? There'll be 1,500 government agents on your ass. And you're not going to do shit. It is dangerous to go out and tell people to do this stuff. I know people are going to be pissed and not like it, but I'm just telling you the facts. The facts are, a bunch of people on Twitter are telling people it's time for civil war, and they'll be home eating their Doritos, watching the reruns of The Walking Dead, while somebody's kid is being tackled by U.S. Marshals at the Capitol steps and going to prison for life. For at least 20 years. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get the middle joining the left in the cry to get rid of everybody's gun. It's what's going to happen. That's just the stupidity of people on the internet is just unfathomable. Remember, I keep saying this, the Twitterverse, the Periscope, social media verse is a microcosm. It is a small, minute minority of the American populace. So while people are spurging out, calling for civil war, and to get yourself locked and loaded and go and remove politicians from office, number one, hardly anybody's going to show up. Number two, you're going to get somebody in some big ass trouble as you sat at home, and the next day you're on Twitter going, "These guys are patriots. Lynn Wood, donate your time to go get them out of prison." I've heard all of this talk, and this time it's different. I heard all of this talk during the Tea Party. Oh, this is it. If Obama wins, it's civil war. And the reasonable people in the Tea Party, these are the guys that are like way out, but they're never going to do anything. They're the ones doing all the talking, but they're the ones that are never going to do anything. And the reasonable people in the Tea Party were like, yeah, I'm not going to D.C. with a weapon and going to, being tackled by U.S. Capitol Police or National Guard or U.S. Marshals and end up in prison for 20 years to life for threatening federal officials. Am I right? I mean, I keep hearing it, and I keep seeing people post it, and what's funny is everybody was making fun of the left when they were saying, "This is war." And it was funny. But now we're doing the same thing that the left is doing, going, "This is civil war." Making a meme out of ourselves. Everybody's making a meme out of themselves. Yes, it's bad optics day, Monica. Not a very big crowd for this one. I don't care, though. So tonight we talked about how the Proud Boys made fools out of themselves, and all they did was turn off most of the middle. Again, back to those IRL streamers. I watched, and I'm not a big IRL fan. I think it's just most of it. Not all of it, but most of it is just a shit show. But I actually felt bad for them. I was like, why are these people attacking two people who are not Antifa? They're actually Trump supporters. They always run around with Baked and that crew wearing their Trump shirts and everything, and Trump hats, and because the guy was wearing a black jacket, they called him Antifa and tried to kick the shit out of him. 30 guys chasing him around. That's a bad optic. Sorry. Makes you look like shit. You got to remember who the audience is. The audience is the middle. It's not. The middle far outnumber the left and the right. And when you do shit like that, all you do is have the middle go, they both suck. Both sides are lunatics. I want nothing to do with either side. Helps nobody. One positive, they had a freedom rally to drum up support for businesses in small Lewis County town. Lewis County, that could be New York. Residents, there is a Lewis County in New York, I know that. Residents and business owners in the small town of Mossy Rock, it might be, are getting fed up with COVID-19 restrictions. A rally on Saturday brought hundreds of people out. Again, I said, yeah, okay, bring your Trump signs and everything. Don't do what that guy did in Costco and say that COVID is not real. That doesn't help. Don't have signs that say 5G caused COVID. Don't carry signs that say the aliens are coming. Just carry signs that support small business. So starting to see these pop-up rallies across the country. Need a hell of a lot more of them, though. Need a hell of a lot more of them. And I think this one came from Victor.
We got to take care of ourselves out here.
It's been a rough year in the small city of Mossy Rock. The cancellation of the annual Blueberry Festival, along with Loggers Jubilee in nearby Morton and other Lewis County events, on top of increased COVID restrictions, have pushed some to the breaking point, emotionally and financially.
What people don't understand is those three events in these towns is what gets the town by for the rest of the year because of the tourism.
Washington 3% organized this rally to support the businesses here. People came from all over the state.
It's a real disease.
Yes! 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 You need this times a million. I think this is New York. Lewis County is in New York. They have an upstate New York accent that I can hear. But yes, go out, look at all those small businesses. Every town has some sort of small business. You may think it's all corporations, but Victor made a good point on Saturday. Yeah, Doc, thank you, Victor. Doc did send this one to Victor or me, I can't remember. But construction workers, plumbers, electricians, a lot of them don't work for corporations. Your local mechanic, a lot of them don't work for corporations. You'd be surprised at how many retail outlets are independently owned. Small retail outlets. Hell, we have a lumberyard here, right up the road. They've been there since the 1800s. I go there every chance I can instead of Home Depot or Lowe's. That's what you got to do. And these rallies, getting people out to go into these businesses and spend some cash, that helps your community, helps your neighbor, helps your friends. Remember, there's pop-up food banks all over my area. I think that we're up to 9. We've never, ever had that many food banks. Even in the 70s, we didn't have this problem. That's a lot of food banks. New York is set to lose 50% of their businesses, small business, this year. I see for sale signs popping up, and I know we had that on Promises Kept as look at the real estate market. But there's the bad side to the real estate market. A lot of people are having to sell their houses to get out from underwater and take on an apartment instead. So that's the bad side of the real estate market booming the way it is. People are trying to sell their houses for as much as they can to get out from underneath the mortgage and get out from all the debt they have now.
But it's...
And I apologize to the Q people, but when you guys say it's a movie and we're watching the show and enjoy the show, that shit just, I'm sorry, I'm going to tell you, it personally pisses me off as I'm watching people lose everything. Video after video online and then personally. It's not a game, it's not a show, it's not a movie. A lot of people are getting hurt. And I'm not going to jump in on the Christie and Victor von Schroom argument, but it did happen under Trump's watch, too. Where was the DOJ to reel in some of these governors violating constitutional rights? They didn't do anything about it. They could have. Our local electric company sent November bills out, no charge due to COVID. They had a surplus and paid everyone's bill with it. That's finally. That's a good thing, Gary. That I think all of them should do it.
Not being handled properly. Restaurants don't spread it.
The city's mayor has taken heat for pushing back against the restrictions. He believes they have other consequences.
We all understand that there is an issue here, but when it comes to shutting down businesses and not looking at all the other parts of it, the domestic violence, the drug abuse, the alcoholism, all of those things, suicide rates, none of that stuff is really being talked about.
Event organizers encourage those coming to the event to support local businesses.
Suicides and drug overdoses are far outnumbering COVID now at this point. And it's happening everywhere. It's happening everywhere.
Several of the restaurants had lines out the door for much of the afternoon.
I'm really pleased to see that we do have a lot of support here and it's going peaceful, and I'm happy for that. So I'm happy for our businesses.
The event remained peaceful, even if the anger for many here still remains. They feel a disconnect from the decisions made in the state's largest.
The thing is here, they were peaceful. They were angry, but they were peaceful. They supported their small businesses in their community, and the mayor joined them. How about that? The mayor stepped up and went right out there with them and said, we're not going to follow this shit anymore. People are dying not from COVID, from the effects of these lockdowns and destroying everything.
Cities and say what's good for big city Washington may not be right for their community as well.
They're frustrated of being told what they can and can't do, who they can and can't have in their home, where they can and can't shop. I mean, you got Walmart, Target, and all the big box stores that are open, but little mom and pop businesses like this can't be open? That ain't right.
Amy Marino, King 5.
There you go. That's how you do a protest. That's how you do an interview on TV. Because the people in the middle can understand that. Whether they're Democrat, Republican, or Independent, they can all understand that. This summer, I talked to a lot of Democrats and liberals. But I talked to them reasonably. I didn't say COVID was all a hoax. I didn't even really talk too much about that. What I did was connect with them on this issue. And everybody I spoke with was in 100% agreement that it wasn't fair what was going on. Everybody agreed on it. That's right. politics aside, your neighbors need help. But if I could get, throughout the summer, people who are liberals to agree with me that it wasn't right and it wasn't fair what was going on, you just made a connection. But going around D.C. beating the shit out of people, you just lost those people. You lose those people. Standing in Costco on a table with a bullhorn screaming about how COVID's fake and that they're lying to you, that gets you nowhere. Standing in front of Costco with a group of people like this with saying it's not fair Costco's open, go to a small business and help them out instead of shopping here, that works. That help your friends and neighbors. Shop local. That helps. People can relate to that. That gets you right out of this left-right paradigm. It speaks to all sides. Because like I said this summer, even people who voted for Joe Biden agreed none of this is fair to the small business owners, to the restaurants, to all the people that are suffering. Yet, Walmart was open, and all the big box stores were open, including Home Depot and Lowe's. And, you know, I encouraged everybody to go to the local lumber yard instead. Go to these guys over here. They need help. The local lumber yard was not allowed to have, it's got hardware too, tools and everything. But they weren't allowed to have people in. But Home Depot and Lowe's were allowed to have people in. Does that make any sense? They weren't allowed to open. But Home Depot and Lowe's were. And they were allowed to have customers in the store, whilst the local lumberyard could not? How does that make sense? They sell the same stuff. Because they're not a big corporation. Who supplies our local Republican with money to run for office so he can stay in office forever? It's the way it goes. But this right here, we need to see this everywhere with coherent arguments and reason. And get our neighbors back in business. Get your friends, even if you don't like their politics, it doesn't matter at this point. Not sure where you're going, Gary, but I'm not saying surrender. I'm just saying stop wasting money sending people, Twitter personalities and YouTube personalities to D.C. and organize your community to do something like this. Because your local politicians are either going to join you or you're going to scare the shit out of them when you start showing up in numbers to fight these lockdowns for your neighbors, for your friends. Because the end result is going to be almost everybody that owns a small business in America is going to be gone anyway. Unless we all jump in. Look at Florida. See, this whole thing makes no sense because Florida is wide open and has been wide open. And I'll see if I can find that tweet. But Florida's been wide open. They have not locked down at all. People jam-packed everywhere. All the bars are open. All the restaurants are open. There's no restrictions. Here's Sweden.
La gente si sta divertendo e noi in Italia qui facciamo imbecilli. Siamo solo imbecilli. Noi in Italia che siamo?
Imbecilli.
Imbecilli. Imbecilli. Che dici? Che siamo
Ciao ragazzi, siamo a Stoccolma City Center, centro della città, un pub, tutti senza mascherine, in allegria, e a bere fino a una certa.
There's no subtitles, so I have no clue what they're saying, but obviously this bar is open.
Soprattutto.
La faccia molto Tarruncelli. Il nostro capo. Riccardo De Bossi.
Isn't Sweden one of the only countries that never locked down? I think they're one of the few countries that never imposed a lockdown. Let me see if I can find that other tweet about Florida, because I thought those stats on Florida were pretty interesting. Oh, here's a good one. The numbers are skyrocketing in every category: unemployment, bankruptcy, suicide, starvation, overdoses, domestic abuse, child abuse. That comes from a lot of the unemployment, bankruptcy, starvation. That's where you get child abuse, domestic abuse, destruction and permanent closure of small businesses, and depression. These numbers are far outnumbering COVID problems. Yeah, those were... Oh, there it is, right there. That's the guy and the girl that got pummeled. I can't find that tweet about Florida, but Florida, at any rate, Florida's wide open. On Nightwave Radio, Merce talked about how just all the bars are open, nobody's social distancing, nobody's wearing masks. So, and the other thing is, if Trump's going to win, and there's no doubt he's got this, he's won, and all of that, then is there really a need for a DC rally anymore, or is there a need to help your community out here? You know, you can bring your Trump hats and flags and everything like those people did in Lewis County, but isn't it time to do something to help your local community? Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, every other tweet on Twitter is Trump's got this, and he's got a master plan that's going to, and he's going to be inaugurated. So why are you worried about not voting in Georgia for the two Republicans? Because if you don't vote for them, and Trump is going to be the president on January 20th, he won't have the Senate. And he'll be impeached and removed. Right? So, I don't know. Does it make sense? I mean, he campaigned for Perdue and Loeffler. But people are still on Twitter saying, don't vote for them. But if Trump's going to win, and Trump is going to be the president on January 20th and sworn in, he won't have the Senate. and he'll be impeached and removed.
We got to take care of ourselves out here.
It's been a rough year in the small city of Mossy Rock. The cancellation of the
it
annual
started playing
Blueberry
again.
Festival along.
Sorry about that. So, with that said, we got about 15 minutes left. Send me your funny links because I just did a Major Tom on you. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for links, or maybe I'll go look for some Kitty B links. I know I'm sure Victor Von Schroom has got some links somewhere at the ready. Because we got to have fun. I don't want to do a Major Tom Big Empty to you and completely leave you helpless and depressed. There is hope out there, though. Lewis County and a few other towns have been protesting and trying to direct people to small businesses to keep them afloat. What we need is a huge army of people out there telling all the restaurants, just open. All the bars, just do it. Just open. We've got your back. They can't arrest us all. If enough people show up and enough places open, there'll be nothing they can do about it. And maybe you'll get some politicians going, yeah, I don't want to. If this keeps happening, they're going to start showing up at my place. And let me see. Let me see what's from the Janky Tunes. We're going to go out on a couple funny videos, because otherwise you just want to claw your eyeballs out. Don't forget, on Thursday night is Victor and myself from 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time until 8:30. And we'll be having a rational discussion like we always do on Thursday night. Don't forget to check out Irrational Times, and if you want a song done for you, Irrational Times charges an extremely reasonable rate for him to write you a song. He's written such famous songs as the Daily Boogie song, the Boogie Bumper song, songs for J.J. Stoner. I think he's done stuff for Nightwave Radio, or is it Revenge of the Sis? So you should check out Irrational Times. If you want something written for you, reach out to him. He charges such a reasonable amount of money, and he's got such a good talent. He's got a great talent. So check him out. If you want something done for you, he's the man to go to. Plus he has great trivia games, but I'm calling a Dominion voter fraud last night. I really won that trivia. I'm calling in my lawyers. Just saying. Victor Von Schroom threw something up there. Let's take a look at it. Oh.
The leaves here have fallen, the north winds are howling. On Sundays his lions brawl. Since he can remember, around mid-November, he gets this nagging cough. Woe is he, where's the coalies? He rides in the bed to get
Where do you find this stuff, Victor?
And sounds like a hog in the trough. 2, 3, 4 weeks it be, hacking his nagging call. With deep froggy voices and mysterious noises, he's scaring the cat and dog. Has long bouts of sneezing, his wife calls him wheezy. How can this last so long? Woozy, tying his shoes, oozing fluid, humidity's way too low, you see, for his nose holes to breathe. He's ornery and weary and chronically tearing, air passages start to withdraw. Soon she feels like him too. She caught his nagging cough. She drinking hot tea, way too germy for worky and blanky, wrapped head to feet, cuddled up watching TV.
So is Kitty B, Monica. She's the female internet whisperer. Because here's Kitty B. She sent a link. Oh, we got to get through the commercial.
Today I'm going to be doing my version of spring rolls. Right, I'm putting the... it's not quite hot, but it's... you can hear it sizzling. I'll not cut these onions up. Going all over the floor. Not over there. There we are, break them all up. As you can hear them sizzling or cracking, or whatever you want to call them. I'll just give them a little stir around. Just, what I've done is, you haven't seen, but all I've done is I put a tablespoon of oil in.
Alright, she's culturally appropriating Chinese food. Gary Vance, learn Mandarin online, one-on-one, with a private Chinese tutor. Depends on where your Chinese overlords come from, because in each region, I guess, they speak a different dialect. So, you'll have to find out who your overlord is from, where he's from, and then you can learn that dialect of that region in China.
Oh. And
just like that, I'm working for the Chinese again.
Sorry, I said it wrong, but never mind. I'm tired, so I'm leaving it on. So yeah, and all I'm going to do is just keep giving these a good run round, and as you can see, I've got some mushrooms here. I'm not going to put them in yet because I want the onions a bit brown before I put the mushrooms in.
I'm going to have to ask Doc about that list. The Chinese list, because apparently the Chinese have been doing this for a long time, and we wouldn't have known if it didn't come out on the internet, get leaked to Telegram, apparently. How do you square that away?
Right, as you can see, the honey and the mushrooms are now cooked. I'm going to add some beanie sprouts. Oh, I think I should have added these before. These are a bit odd. These are going to need cooking a long time. Why don't I just stick the bag in? Although they might be too...
Those onions are cut way too big. Or am I wrong? Because I don't ever remember seeing, like, big chunks of onion in a spring roll.
Just put one more bag in. Yeah, put about 6 bags in. And there. These feel a bit hard. Never felt bean sprouts before they've been cooked. So I'm going to put these in. It did say I had 1 tablespoon of oil, but the thing is, the oil seems to have evaporated. So I think I might need to add another one more.
Oh, that
As you
does
can
not
see,
look good.
The bean sprout has got a bit better.
Oh, no,
I'm
way
gonna
too
put
much
some
oil. Way too much oil.
noodles in it. Well, the egg noodles, actually. So I'm just going to put,
Oh, God. This does
few
not look
in
good.
here. And cook them and see how they go.
Look at the size of those onions.
Right, I'm going to add some salt.
Aren't you supposed to mince them?
Break the jar, don't worry about me. And a bit, can't open the bloody jar, that's it. Up and a bit of thyme. I was told not to use too much thyme. This recipe, what I'm doing, it's, well, you've got your choice. It's a bit of Gordon Ramsay and a bit of someone else I'm watching. So,
Gordon Ramsay did not make food that looked like this.
and what I'm going to do is, I don't even know how we did this. He said not to use rice paper. Man, he didn't say what to use, but
Monica can only find squirrels on YouTube.
I'm going to put a bit of egg yolk glaze on it. Egg yolk glaze, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to get a spoon, turn the bacon off.
This looks terrible. My stomach is
And I'm
turning.
going to put some
Oh, no!
I'm going to put some stuff.
Oh.
Let's get a bit of everything in it.
Is that a taco shell? It looks like a taco shell. That looks like a taco shell to me. It doesn't look like what you make a spring roll in.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do quite a few more, but I'll give you a similar thing.
What is it,
I'm going to
Victor?
put a bit of everything in it.
7 days a week doesn't work for you when you're trying to lose weight. Because it never has. And I know that.
I'ma get him mean. I'ma bust him down. I'ma get him mean. I'ma bust him down. I'ma get him mean. I'ma bust him down. You gotta stay out of my kitchen. I'ma whip it up. I'ma get it hard. You gotta stay out of my kitchen. How you want it hard?
I know I'm only part Asian, but you don't make spring rolls with these.
As you can see, they've come out and
Those look like really shitty burritos.
How you want it soft? How you want it hard? How you want it soft? How you want it hard? How you want it soft? But you gotta stay out of my kitchen. I put my pants on just like you, homie. You don't like shite like fuck you, homie. What it do, homie? You, homie. You better broke, bitch. I got 10 racks on me. Plus my neck and my wrist like wow. Oh hell, I done found my style. I can't stay about my kitchen. The cooker boss just gotta keep whipping. Cash deal in it, bitch now. Mommy go bring 'em in.
Oh no. That is like, that's not even a burrito. That's not Asian. That's some crap somebody put in a pan and tried to pretend it was a spring roll. That's what you call a wish burrito. It's not a spring roll. Oh, that was terrible. It turned my stomach. So at least we had something funny to look at tonight. Don't forget, guys, Irrational Times is on tonight. Yes. Yes. Yep. Irrational Times is on tonight. He won't be playing Taylor Swift. That's not a spring roll. That's not Asian. That's not even in the ballpark. Did you show that one to Frozo? I hope so. And don't forget, if you want to buy your loved one, your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, a great song for Christmas, there might still be time if you get Irrational Times to do one up for you at a very reasonable price. So hit them up. All right, guys, we need, let me give you an update here where we are. We need, hold on one second. I know it's getting closer. No, it's getting closer. Oh, damn, duck. Damn. What do you call it? By the way, do not. 6 to 500. Oh, 6 more to go, and I can give away those T-shirts on the Wheel of Death. All right. 6 more to go. 6 more to go. We're going to be there. We're getting close. Somebody's going to win a couple of T-shirts. Hopefully by the end of the year. It'll be a great New Year's present. Remember, a large JJ Stoner shirt, Midget Wednesday. By the way, don't forget to watch JJ Stoner Monday through Friday at noon Eastern Time. Noon Eastern. Tomorrow's Midget Wednesday. Appropriate because we're giving away a Midget Wednesday shirt. Large, child size. Perfect for the ample girlfriend or wife. And the appreciative husband and or boyfriend. No JJ Stoner on Friday. Oh, no. What is going on? Everybody's taking too much time off. This can't be allowed. Didn't have any ROTC yesterday. No Boogie Bumper. Although Boogie's got a family issue. And hopefully everything is all right with our friend Boogie. Hopefully we see Boogie tomorrow night at 6:30. Don't forget Kimmy Wise Censored on Thursday night, somewhere around 10:30, 11, with her angst and giggles. Major Tom was filled in nicely for Boogie Bumper on Monday. That's probably why I did my show today. You know, I was still feeling the after effects of Major Tom and the Big Empty. Nice show, Major Tom, yesterday. Filling in for Boogie Bumper. Yes, prayers to Boogie and family. So, and Friday night is Boogie Bumper. Thursday night, I forgot, Victor Von Truman and myself at 6:30 Eastern Time. So hopefully we pick up the 6 more on Thursday. That would be nice. And don't forget Rusty Iceman 4433. He's been scoping a lot, but he's after midnight and I'm sleeping. So I have to catch his replays. Coffee Talk with Sandra on tonight too, as well. I tried to jump between her and Irrational Times. And then, of course, Nightwave Radio.
Do I look like
I'm usually falling asleep. Oh, thank you, Monica.
I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
I'm usually falling asleep with the phone and my earphones on when Nightwave's on. All right, guys, we'll see you Thursday night with Victor Von Shroom. Don't forget to follow Victor at The Victor Show. Victor Von Shroom, the Shroom-meister. We'll see you Thursday. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Share it out. Get people to follow us. They can unfollow us after the T-shirt contest. That's okay, too. All right, guys. We'll see you Thursday. Have a good one. Don't forget to get to Rational Times in a half an hour. The Victor Show this weekend, usually about 2 o'clock Eastern. And I got to do this real quick. I know we're probably got an echo going on, but this is for Monica.
But why are you farming for coins when you have a heavy bag?
Donald Trump don't trust China. China is asshole.
Well,
that sounds great. Nothing ever bad comes from being put on a list by a government. They're doing it to keep me safe. They're protecting me. Thank you for keeping me safe.
Opening the chest right now.
You every moment.